vines were the grapevines, and the vine was the trunk of the grapevine, and the branches were what trailed out from that. And Jesus was saying, I'm the vine, I'm the true vine, I'm the source of all of the things that you need to be fruitful, and you are the branches. So that is the picture that I had in my mind. But what always kind of puzzled me a little bit, I realized that the purpose of the whole thing, the purpose of the grapevine, is to bear grapes or fruit, and that the vine dresser is there to make sure that that happens, and that if a branch is not connected to the vine, it can't bear fruit. I get that concept. But one of the things that I thought about was in verse 2, it says, he removes every branch that bears no fruit. And I always had pictured in my mind of a branch just being thrown away. A book by Margaret Feinberg helped me understand a little bit about how actual grape vines work, and how vine dressers do their grapevines. And I learned that the branches are very important to the vine dresser. And the vine dresser, if the vine dresser walked by and saw branches that were lying down on the ground and all muddy and everything, what they would do is they wouldn't cut them off and throw them away right away. They would lift them up. And then when I looked, and I discovered that the word in verse 2 for that is often translated cuts off or removes, is actually a word in the Greek that means to lift up, to raise up. And so I started seeing this differently. I started seeing this as a loving vine dresser would go by and see a branch that was laying down on the ground and all muddy and not really being very productive. And the vine dresser would lift up that branch, clean it off, and reattach it to the trellis so that it would have a chance to produce some fruits. I was thinking about how that at times in my life, I feel like that branch that's been flopped down in the dirt, and I feel, I don't know, maybe like I've been trampled on, or that I'm covered with just the dirt of life, and I need some attention. And you may feel that way at times too, like you just really need some attention from the Heavenly Father, who is the vine grower, as Jesus says. And in times like that, that's when we need to be lifted up and raised up and reattached, reconnected to the thing that will help us be fruitful. So it's important that we're connected in that way. So if you're producing no fruit, may the vine dresser lift you up, clean you up, and reconnect you with what will make you be fruitful. And then it says every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes to make it bear more fruit. Something else that I read about vine growing, I've never had a vineyard or anything like that, but there's a thing on a grapevine, a branch that's called suckers, and these are just little sprouts. And at first glance, they look okay, they look good, but they will never bear fruit. They're just little sprouts, and what they do is they draw nutrients, they draw life away from the branch, the fruit-bearing branch. And what the vine dresser does in that case is